Hello, good day to y'all. How's it going? I'm Sean David. Welcome back to the show. Let's talk some old school music. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at one of the most iconic female singers of all time, especially when it comes to the 1990s and the early 2000s. A singer that is known for hits such as The Boy Is Mine, Top of the World, and Full Moon. I'm of course talking about the legendary Brandy. So in this episode, we're going to take a look at the younger career of Brandy and what she's doing today. So let's start.
And before we get into where Brandy is now, let's dive into the beginning of her career. Brandy Norwood was born on February 11, 1979. She was born in Mississippi but grew up in Carson, California. Music was a huge part of her family, and she followed in those footsteps at a very young age. Whitney Houston was Brandy's role model, and she wanted to be just like her when she grew up. She entered into plenty of talent shows by the age of 11 and was a part of a youth singing group. By 1990, Brandy signed her first contract with Teaspoon Productions. Her first job was a backup vocalist for the R&B boy band Immature. Moving on to 1993, she now earned a new contract with Atlantic Records. Brandy's mom soon resigned from her job to become her daughter's manager. She also dropped out of Hollywood High School and was homeschooled from the 10th grade on. Brandy was not only a talented singer, but made her debut on sitcom Thea, but this show only aired for one season. The cancellation of the show was fine with her because she got to focus on her main passion, which was music. In 1994, she released her self-titled debut album, and it peaked at number 20 on the US Billboard 200 chart. After her successful album was released, she was compared to Janet Jackson and Mary J. Blige. This album sold over 6 million copies worldwide and produced 3 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. Her singles I Wanna Be and Baby were certified gold and platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America and were also top singles in the Hot R&B Singles chart. She was nominated for 2 Grammys for Best New Artist and Best Female R&B Vocal Performance and won 4 Soul Train Music Awards, 2 Billboard Awards, and the New York Children's Choice Award. In 1995, she went on tour with Boyz II Men and was the opening act. But before this tour happened, she went with Kobe Bryant to his high school prom. She appeared on Batman Forever and Waiting to Excel's movie soundtrack for her single, Sitting Up in My Room. The following year, she appeared on another movie soundtrack for Set It Off with a collaborated single, Missing You. She started to exercise her acting skills once more after landing a title role on the sitcom Moesha in 1996. This sitcom became popular and was the most watched show on CBS. Due to the success with Moesha, they created a spin-off titled The Parkers, but it was canceled after 6 seasons. Brandy won the NAACP's Image Award for Outstanding Youth Actress. Going into 1997, Brandy was picked by Whitney Houston to star in her new version of Cinderella. The movie had over 6 million viewers tune in on the Wonderful World of Disney special. It won an Emmy for Outstanding Art Direction for a variety or music program the next year. Rodney Darkchild Jerkins co-wrote and produced 6 songs for her next album, Never Say Never. The Boy Is Mine was her first #1 song on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. She teamed up with Monica, and it also became the most successful song by a female duet in music history. The single spent a record-breaking 13 weeks in the Billboard charts and won a Grammy Award for the Best R&B Performance by a Duo with Vocals. In June of 1998, Never Say Never released and became her biggest selling album, selling over 16 million copies worldwide. This album featured Have You Ever and became her second #1 song. She went on tour internationally and had consistent shows sell out. Brandy made her movie debut in Still Know What You Did last summer. The movie made $16.5 million in the opening week, but critics were tough and labeled the film as disappointing. They weren't too tough on Brandy though, because she won a Blockbuster Entertainment Award and MTV Movie Award nomination for the Best Breakout Female Performance. She appeared in other films such as Double Platinum with Diana Ross and appeared in VH1's Divas Live 1999, alongside Whitney Houston, Tina Turner, and Cher. Brandy decided to return to music in 2001 after many tabloids targeted her long-term battle with dehydration. Her and Ray J recorded a cover to Phil Collins' 1990 hit, Another Day in Paradise, and it quickly received top 10 entries on most top charts internationally. Brandy released her third album, Full Moon, in February of 2002. Her new single, What About Us, hit the top 10 worldwide and was a major hit. After this album, her and Robert Smith began writing and producing for artists such as Toni Braxton, Kelly Rowland, and Kylie Dean. She stepped away from music for a while and made an appearance into reality TV next with the MTV series Diary Presents Special Delivery. This show was about her final months of pregnancy as she gave birth to her daughter.
A whole lot for what's going on in my life right now, but it's worth it.
Brandy came back into the music world in 2004 to release her fourth album, Aphrodisiac. This was her most critically acclaimed album and was compared to Janet Jackson at her best. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. Talk About Our Love had some success in the UK and reached number 6, but the other singles didn't receive much notice. Brandy decided to leave Atlantic Records in 2004, but gave her fans one last record, The Best of Brandy, that was released in March of 2005. There was no promotion for this record, and it reached top 30 in Australia, the UK, and the US. In 2006, she went back to television and appeared on UPN's sitcom One on One as the sister of brother Ray J, who played D-Mac. Later on in the year, she was a judge on the first season of America's Got Talent. She didn't appear on the next season after being involved in a fatal car accident. Her fifth album, Human, was released in December of 2008. It was distributed by Coach Records and Sony Music and was her debut album with Epic Records. She was reunited with mentor Rodney Jerkins, and he wrote and produced most of the album. Human sold 73,000 copies in the first week, but it wasn't as successful as her previous albums. Her single, Right Here, was the biggest success on the album.
When the clouds about to party, I'll be right here with you. You'll be right here with me. I'll be right here with you. Yeah, you'll be right here with me.
The disappointment of this album led to the end of her contract with the label. Going back into television once again, Brandy and Ray J debuted another series on VH1 called Brandy and Ray J, A Family Business. Their parents were also involved in the show. Brandy appeared on season 11 of Dancing with the Stars and placed 4th in the competition. In August 2011, she signed a joint record deal with RCA Records and Chameleon Records. She also joined the cast of BET's series The Game. Making a comeback into the music world, Brandy released a hit single, Put It Down, and it featured Chris Brown. This was her first top 10 entry in 10 years. In March of 2013, she appeared in Tyler Perry's movie, Temptation. Recently, Brandy released her 7th album called B7, her first album in 8 years. She released this album on her own label, Brand New Inc. She co-wrote and co-produced most of the album. The single Baby Mama, which featured Chance the Rapper, and Borderline are some of the hit singles. She made a historic comeback that her fans have been waiting for a very long time. And to add to the excitement, she announced a versus battle against Monica that would take place on August 31st, 2020. Man, how excited are you about Brandy's remarkable comeback? 2020 has been full of surprises, but this one has definitely made the year that much better. Thanks for tuning in today to watch our video on what happened to Brandy. If you enjoyed today's video, click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.
Brandy there, still on top of the world.
This show is brought to you by Jam Time Machine Radio, the finest of old school black and pop music. Check out www.jamtimemachine.com and listen to non-stop old school black and pop music. Jam Time Machine Radio, more than just music.